Hi, hello, it's me, Blaine Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining my channel today. I finally have some freaking energy back after being sick for 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, so I have a rant for you today. So I'm going to put a screenshot up here of a text message from my partner. So here it is. Babe, I'm so sorry for the way that I spoke to you today. I could have said that a lot kinder. It says something like that. This is the whole entire reason that I am with Christopher. This right here. Owning his shit. He owns it. He says, yes, I messed up. I spoke to you in an unkind way. I could have said that a lot nicer. This small little text message that he sent means the whole world to me. And the reason is because the relationship that I was in prior to this, he did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. Nothing was ever his fault. I was the crazy one. I was always the one that, was taking things out of proportion, et cetera, And me and Chris, we don't argue. We really rarely argue. This morning, it was about James wearing a coat, and Chris said his coat was in his car, and that's why he was taking him outside and without his coat. And I'm like, okay, it's cold outside. He's like, the coat's in the car, don't worry. He said something like that, but he said it kind of snappy, like I was judging him as a parent. But he apologized and owning your behavior and saying, hey, it wasn't even a big deal. Like, I didn't even think about it, but obviously he was still thinking about it, which makes my heart just so happy. All you have to do is say, hey, I did something wrong. I spoke to you in a way I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. Literally, so small of a thing, but it means the world. It means the world. I'm not even going to put screenshots of text messages up of how my ex used to talk to me, but he still talks to me this way. If I'm not agreeing to something that he wants me to agree with, he'll call me a drug addict. We all know that you're still using. You fake your drug test. He'll just say whatever and also speak to me in a derogatory way. And then he'll also speak in a derogatory way about my new partner now. So he says that he likes to hurt animals. He's a hunter. He hunts. So he'll be like, you like to hurt animals and torture animals. Like, he's a hunter. Okay. It's just weird, like the things that comes out of his mouth. But yeah, I'm used to somebody that twists the truth and is never satisfied and is always miserable and is never willing to own it. Even when he was cheating on me, I was the crazy one. Blaine, you're literally crazy. You went to a mental hospital. You're a drug addict. We all know you're crazy. And that, my friends, is called gaslighting. That's called gaslighting. When you're shifting the blame, when you're flipping it back on that person instead of saying, yes, I have a crush on someone else. Yes, I am cheating on you. Yes, I don't want to be with you anymore. Own your fucking behavior. Own it. Say, yes, I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm in love with someone else. Why do you want to drag me along? Drag me along through this psychotic mind, this mind gymnastics, mental gymnastics of trying to figure out why you don't love me and why I'm not good enough. And you know what I figured out? The whole thing comes back to, he didn't love himself. That's what this all comes back to, is he didn't love himself and he was miserable every day. Oh, and the only time he would apologize is when he actually hurt me. He would grab my head like this, like that, or push me down. One time he slapped me in the face while I was tying Harrison's shoes. Things like that. So it all comes back to he didn't love himself. That is really sad. Yeah. Anyways, healthy communication is 100% like gold in a relationship. If you can't have trust and healthy communication, like, you're not going to last. You have to be able to talk to each other and say, hey, I really messed up. I shouldn't have done that. I messed up. And I also practice this with my children. I'll say something I don't mean because they don't listen to me until I turn into a demon, and then they finally listen. Harrison, put your seatbelt on. Harrison, put your seatbelt on. Harrison, put your seatbelt on. Okay, then he'll finally do it. It's like I have to turn into a demon for them to listen to me. But my partner, Chris, he could say something one time and they automatically listen to him. And they're like, yes, sir. Because they know that he means what he says. And if they don't do it, then he follows through on the consequences that he says too. They've learned that I parent out of guilt sometimes, and I'm working on it. And that, I will say something and be like, no, you can't do this. And then if they pester me long enough, then I'll be like, oh, fine. Because I just want them to stop talking about it. Kids can definitely take you there. They can get under your skin and they can take you all the way to a place where you have to regret what you say or you have to regret your actions. But the cool thing is that as parents, we can teach our kids that we can say sorry and that we know how to apologize when we do something wrong and we know how to make things right. And role modeling that for our children will help them when they become adults, and they'll realize, oh, if I do something wrong or if I make a mistake, then I just have to say, hey, I did this mistake and I'm so sorry. I'm working on being better at that. So honestly, role modeling healthy behavior to kids is so important. Healthy relationships, healthy communication, boundaries, role modeling all that to kids is basically how you teach them. Teaching kids isn't just sitting them down and being like, hey, these are the lessons that you're going to learn from your mother today. No, they learn from watching me. I am their first teacher. So anyways, I feel like, and I outline this all in my book. I'll list it below in the comments. It's a 12-page book, but it kind of just talks about my addiction, kind of what was the catalyst for me getting clean and sober, what my relationships were like in the past, and like what Chris and I have built together and how it's so beautiful because he's teaching me how to have a healthy relationship, and actually I'm teaching him too. In the very beginning, he set a boundary with me because I'm like, listen, with my ex, his phone was a huge trigger for me. Every time he picked up his phone, I got sick to my stomach. I was like, who is he talking to today? I felt like I had to play a detective, like, which girl is he talking to today? And with Chris, he's like, oh, you're never going to look at my phone. And I'm never going to look at your phone. And you're just going to have to trust me. And I was like, blink, blink, what? That doesn't sound right. That sounds really messed up. I need to be able to look at your phone. I can't trust a man. And so we're 5 years later now, and I still don't feel the need to look at his phone because I trust him. He's always where he says he's going to be. I have no reason not to trust him. But, I was so skeptical at first. I'm just like, just let me catch you slipping. Just let me catch you slipping. But now, I would never even think to look at his phone. So he's kind of helped me regain trust in men because the men that I was choosing was not showing me trust. And I wasn't showing them, well, with my ex, I did show him trust. I was willing to change and I was loyal to him. But all my previous relationships, I was not loyal to any of them because I thought I thought you just cheated in relationships. That's what I thought what it was. And also, I didn't love myself. And so I would continually cheat looking for approval. Well, if you will have sex with me, well, then that must mean that you approve of me. Then I'm good enough. I'm good enough for at least that. Or you like my body, and I don't know, that checked some boxes for me. But now, being in a healthy relationship and teaching each other trust and boundaries, and that it's possible to have a healthy relationship, because as I was a child, I was never role modeled what a healthy relationship looked like. But that text message that Chris sent me this morning, and I'll put it up here again, this is the exact reason why I'm with this man. Because he can own his shit. And he can say, hey, that wasn't right. I shouldn't have done that. I need to do better. And I do the same thing. Like, shit, I blew up on you. I really wasn't supposed to do that. I'm going to try to do better. Or I'm not going to do that anymore. and kind of making a promise to each other. And nobody's perfect, you know, we will make mistakes again. And the point of the whole thing is that we can take a break, take a pause, take some space for each other or for ourselves and kind of process what happened. And how I said me and Chris don't fight, because we don't. Because if I don't agree with something, I have to think about why. And I either have to come up with I'll take a pause. And so I'll take a shower or I'll leave and I'll kind of think about what can I give in this situation. I'm willing to sacrifice this. What are you willing to sacrifice? And we can kind of meet in the middle. And we're really good at doing that. And that's why our relationship has thrived this long without any issues. Like, we don't have problems. And it's amazing to me, because my last relationship, just every day was a fight and an argument and constantly unhappy. Like, I always was trying to make him happy and he was never happy. And that's why I have a tattoo that says I am enough, because I have to remind myself that I'm enough. I'm enough just like I am. And if you don't like me and if you can't accept me, then go find less. Then if I'm too much, go find less, you know? If I'm not enough for you, well, then go find more. Because for me, I am enough. And it's taken me a long time to get to this place. But yeah, I'm going to post my book in the comments. It's only $5 if you want to grab a copy and read it. It's an ebook. It's like a PDF. And I appreciate, because I'm not monetized here on YouTube. So if you want to support me, you can do that. I love each and every one of you guys. You are the reason why I keep showing up here, because you keep watching me and you keep giving me feedback. And I don't know, it just warms my heart. So thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.